On this episode of Only Child Broadway Edition, we are joined by Peppermint. We have never talked about this ever. We talk about her early work in children's theater.
How are you finding this?
And the Delaware theater.
Excuse my French.
And we spill some tea on Broadway. Literally. And what I saw.
I'm sorry.
Let's get into it. Hello, everyone. It's me, Bob the Drag Queen, and welcome back to Only Child, the show where I get to talk about anything I want to talk about because my annoying little sister is not here. Today in the studio, we have an icon of Broadway, of stage, of New York City nightlife, of music, of the cabaret scene, and of the Port Authority. She is truly one of my best friends. Let's hear it for Miss Peppermint.
Hey! Port Authority. It's true.
Have you ever been to the Port Authority? Because I was here.
In Port Authority?
Because I was here, like, when I moved here, like, a big joke, and then I was like, at the Port Authority. It was like cruising at Port
That
Authority.
was the joke. Let me tell you what Port Authority was doing. I mean, if you've been around, if you've seen it, like, anybody that was in New York in the early 2000s, probably seen some stuff that they were like, ooh, like a little pearl clutch.
At the Port Authority.
Let me tell you, my first time I ever came to New York City, I rode the Peter Pan bus up from Delaware, 2-hour trip with my girl, Nakia Rashika Thunderpussy, on the bus. We got on the bus.
Government name.
Hello. Yeah, legal. Okay. Where's the camera?
We have a package for Miss Thunderpussy.
Yes, honey. And I think there's some Thunderpussies in Atlanta or something like that.
Probably.
Yeah, some Thunderpussies somewhere.
Are these the Thunderpussies who did, like, the Whitney Houston mix that everyone
No,
does?
not Thunderpuss. Thunderpussies.
Oh, okay. Obviously. And that's an amateur mistake that only a fool like me would make.
Darling. Anyway, so we rode the bus up, Peter Pan bus up together, got on the bus one way, and got off the bus another way at Port Authority. Mm-hmm. So, like, we were right in the middle of it, in Times Square, in Port Authority. And when I tell you, we walked out of the bus station, and then you walk out onto 8th Avenue, which is where you start to see that's where New York City is. It was so crowded. I was like, God, New York City is so crowded. All the time is so crowded.
This is your first time ever setting foot in New York City?
This is my first time.
Or, like, by yourself as like, without your parents?
Yeah. I mean, it was like my first 1 or 2 trips to New York City. It might not have been my very first time, but it was an early trip. So we got out, and it was so crowded, and I couldn't believe how many people there were. As soon as we got out onto 8th Avenue at 42nd and 8th, there was like 100 people on that street and like on that block. And I was like, that's a lot of people. Why is it so crowded? And then I looked closer, and they were all up against the wall. And I was like, why are these people all crowded up against the wall? Miss Thing, it was like when I tell you meat market, a store, it was every kind of sex worker you can imagine, just standing there waiting for we were the only pedestrians on the street. Mm-hmm. Everybody was working. And it was like 100. It was like
all sex workers.
All sex workers.
You have anything you want.
All of them. Honey, and the minute that John came, they were out. They were gone. So, like, they weren't staying around talking. I mean, they were talking.
Is this like the sex worker version of, like, you know, like
it was like the life. It was like
you know people like the people who like a skill sit outside of Home Depot?
It was like that. It was like, yeah, I'll give you a deal before you go inside.
No, that
you want a bus ride or you want a real ride?
I feel like, I mean, I moved to New York City in 2008, which is post Giuliani.
Way post.
And I never got to see the street walkers.
Honey, we were walking that same night. It was like an adventure. We were walking, and there was this lady coming down the street, and she was just walking. And it was like a quiet street. We were down in the Village, and it was just like this lady. It looked like a vampire movie, like where a vampire comes out of the mist and they're walking down the street. And she was like floating. It didn't look like she had feet. She was just floating down the street. I mean, she had feet, but she was just like gliding. And
yeah,
I was
wow. like she's on one of those segways.
Yeah. And I was like, good grief, she is, whew. And honey, it was cold out. And then she opened up her jacket, titties just shaking, titty.
Like with no top on?
Oh, from the top. Titty shaking. Closed it up, kept walking. The entire street, headlights, turned on and drove to follow her. We thought we was an empty street. These were guys in the cars.
Waiting
and the
to see some
entire
titties.
street was, then the street was empty. Cars left. It was wild.
I kind of wish I could have been in New York
It was
City
so good.
in the time where like Times Square was scary and
Yeah.
not annoying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Now Times Square.
Now you walk through Times Square every day.
It's just irritating. I will say, I am proud to say that I was here pre the Red Steps. I was here before the Red Steps were built.
Why is that a marker in time? Oh, because that's like a magnet for all the.
It's a huge visual landmark in Times Square, the Red Steps. So when I was there, I don't know what was there, but there were just no red steps there when I first got to, I don't even remember what was there before.
It was, well, first it was just like the regular TKTS booth.
Yeah, but they built these, if y'all know, there's these giant red steps because Times Square used to not have any seating. You couldn't sit anywhere. There was nowhere to sit. And then they built the TKTS booth, where you buy discounted tickets for shows, and then people could actually finally sit down and take a break in Times Square.
They had the booth there for a long time, but then they expanded it and redid it. Like, that was a big thing. It was like, oh, they're redoing the TKTS booth, which makes it like more inviting for people to go and like see Broadway shows. Because before that, a lot of people, like, you go to the TKTS booth, but like,
if you guys don't know, TKTS it's literally it's tickets.
It's tickets.
It's just TKTS. They take out the vowels, and you can get like sometimes half off, sometimes 80%
discount
off
tickets.
Tickets to not just Broadway shows, concerts, off-Broadway shows, cabaret things, all around.
Yeah,
and it's on the northmost side of Times
Square. That's when like you would rush tickets at the booth, which was a lot of times a better deal because you would get like a $10 ticket, you know, as a student for Broadway. And this was like legit almost 30 years ago, so
it was probably
30 years ago. Okay,
it might have been. I mean, I moved here 17 years ago.
Yeah, it was 30 years ago.
Well, when I moved to the city, I think I've told the story before, but for some of you who are just meeting me and Pep, or just haven't been part of all of our live streams and stuff, when I first moved to New York City, I was on the internet looking for places to go do drag, looking for drag competitions.
On the internet?
On the internet, I would just go to I would literally go to Google and type in like drag competitions New York City, because I couldn't get booked yet because I was like brand new here and I had never really done drag before. So I found this competition at a bar called Barracuda, which doesn't exist. I hate that I'm now in New York like this used to be but anyway.
Yeah, they
yeah.
Only a year ago.
Yeah, it's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a bar called Barracuda on 24 between 6 and 7. And
22nd.
22nd
between
XS Lounge.
That's XS,
yes,
24th between.
which also doesn't exist anymore.
No, definitely not.
So I walked in the bar and it was hosted by I saw the poster was this black drag queen, stunning. She had blonde hair. And I was like, oh my, okay. And it had her name there. Her name was Shaquita. So I was like,
legend.
So I was like, I'm going to go downtown. I'm going to go meet Shaquita. And I'm going to tell her that next week I'm going to come and do this competition. So I went downtown and I saw this beautiful black drag queen with blonde hair. She didn't quite look like the poster, but I was like, they be photoshopping.
I beg your pardon, darling.
Not necessarily for the better.
Okay.
But for the
true.
different. I was like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I said people edit photos. I said, but she looks kind of like her. And y'all, bear in mind, this was not, we had smartphones, but like, I think I had a BlackBerry at the time. So it wasn't like things are, there was no it wasn't as readily available as it is right now.
And there wasn't even like 4K photos on phones.
Yeah, so you didn't just have a photo to reference. I locked the image in my head at home, and then I got to the gig and I saw a black, blonde, beautiful drag queen. So I looked at her and I was like, "Oh my gosh, Shaquita! It is my name is Kitten with a Whip. I am so excited to meet you." And then she was so offended because it was not Shaquita, it was Peppermint, because you had taken over the gig from Shaquita, or maybe
I did just a couple of weeks. And they don't be updating the website of no gay bar.
Oh, they still don't update websites.
Yeah,
girl, if you go to Barracuda,
I haven't updated my website. It still says I'm at Barracuda, and it's closed.
Girl, Barracuda probably still says that that Candace Kane is performing.
Hello,
there on
and I took over for her too.
But then obviously she was like, my name's Peppermint, and then I found out who you were. That was the first time that I ever met you.
Our most updated look.
Well, at the time you were doing this really super highlighted, like right.
Oh yeah,
like
it could have also been the pictures.
It could have. It wasn't. It looked like someone had like a flashlight, like right.
I'm from the '90s. You got to paint the light into your face. Okay.
But I mean, obviously you were quite stunning, and that was and that kind of began the beginning.
And it was so dark in there. That was the brightest thing. That flash was the brightest thing in there.
It was
so dark. You got to paint the spotlight onto your face, because then that place.
And the first time we had a real interaction was you reprimanding me, at therapy because
Ooh.
do you remember this? Do you actually remember the story? Or do you just remember when I tell
I
it to you?
remember because I thought I never have been so overjoyed and then so pissed at instantly because that you did shots.
Yeah, shots. Yeah.
And the song Shots.
Therapy, also a bar that also doesn't exist anymore.
Oh God, we got to stop talking about
I
this.
know.
Nothing exists
This is on
anymore.
52.
52 between 8th and 9th.
Broadway.
8th and Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that? You saw that?
What?
Okay.
What?
Maybe just, do you have
When
neighbors?
you be at home, do you be seeing stuff at the corner all the time?
Honey, I have
Little gremlins
eyes in the
running
back of
around?
my head. I can see if the wind goes like that. I can see everything. Yeah.
But you were saying.
I was saying, what was I saying?
You were talking about therapy.
Oh, therapy.
Shots. I did shots.
Shots. You did shots.
This is like one of my iconic numbers. So
Yeah, the song by
Lil Jon.
Lil Jon.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I think
Shot,
LMFAO.
shot. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
they're both.
LMFAO and Lil Jon.
Yeah. And anyway, so you came out. The song was new back then.
Yeah.
And you came out with a tray of shots, and I just thought it was great. And you were doing the shots and maybe giving them to people.
Well, so the way the number goes, I come out.
How's it go?
I come out and I just do like I perform shots, which at the time it was maybe a little bit subversive to see a drag queen perform a song that's like
Some guy,
male voice.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like I'm being edgy in my own way. And I was wearing this tulle skirt that I made with this like I kind of like repurposed this top I got from the Goodwill. It was like leopard print and I have this huge afro on. So I come out and do shots and then I go backstage and I pull out a tray of shots and it has like maybe
25 shots.
Yeah. So I just started doing them all very slowly. And then as the song ramps up, I just started throwing the shots at my face, like just like literally like a foot away, just hitting myself in the face.
Hilarious.
With the shots. And then at the climax of the song, I go in the back, I come out and I bring out a full bottle of vodka with a little pour on it.
The pour,
yeah. And then I start pouring it in my mouth, and it's going down. It's going down my chest, and I'm gonna tell you, I killed.
It was hilarious. It was wonderful.
And then I do the worm.
And
then I do the worm
on the ground.
Yeah. Then I do the worm.
It was wonderful. It was energetic. It was great. It was everything I wanted. And this was a talent competition. It wasn't a drag competition.
This was a cattle call.
It was cattle call. So it was a talent competition where we had drag queens, singers, all that. And it was like on average 8 to 10 contestants.
It was
night.
banging, y'all.
It was one of the top shows in the city. I'll tell you.
The two top competitions.
Star Search and that.
Yeah. Which I did each one every single week, by the way.
Yeah, and so you slayed. But then I knew, because while you're doing that, I'm backstage getting the next performer who's like going to come on and dance or something on this. And therapy the stage wasn't even wood. It was like marble.
Yeah, like laminin,
stone.
like some super slick.
It was like hard black stone.
Yeah.
And I was like,
very
somebody's
slippery.
gone, and it was slippery.
And the stage was, when I say every part of the stage was wet, I mean from sea to shining sea, from corner to corner, north to south, east to west, the whole stage was just covered, because it wasn't real alcohol, it was all water. Mm-hmm. The whole stage was just covered in water. So I'm sitting in the back and I'm like, honey, I ate. The crowd went crazy. I'm back there.
You did.
I'm just relishing. And then Pep goes out, and then DJ T-Boy is the DJ.
Okay.
And then Pep notices the stage, and she very professionally references the stage being wet, and she goes, "I'll take care of this." She goes in the back and grabs a mop, and then he starts playing She Works Hard for the Money, and Pep is mopping the floor, and then Pep comes back and she's laughing. She's like, "She works hard for the money," and then she gets a couple of guys to clean it up, and then she comes back and she puts the mop in my hand, and she goes, and she's then you have to imagine this is what she's doing. She's smiling to the audience. She's like. And then she goes to these double doors and she goes, and then she puts them up and she goes, she goes, "Don't you ever come back here and wet the stage up like that. People are up here dancing, they are twirling, they're in high heel shoes, they're in pumps, stilettos, and sometimes point shoes. That is very dangerous and very disrespectful. You did a fantastic job. Come back next week." And then she goes. And then she bursts through the doors again and then continues hosting the show as if she did not just chew me a new asshole. I was like 24. I was like, oh my God. But I learned a valuable lesson that day.
Yeah. We respect the stage. You know?
Well, can we have some of this?
Yes,
I mean, I'm actually
liquids.
like dying of thirst here. Can I have some of this tea actually?
Yes, you may. I have a brand new tea. I partnered with a fabulous tea company called Moody Teas, which is a small, queer-owned, Black-owned business.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And
I'm queer and Black.
Hey, then you gonna like it.
Somebody.
They have all kinds of teas, and their vibe is like tea that like that helps your mood. Moody Teas.
Nice.
And so this is a tea called Peppermint's Transcendence, which is a refreshing, relaxing, invigorating vanilla mint tea with blue butterfly pea flowers. So it's like a deep color. And I'm gonna pour some for you right now.
Should I hold it up while you
Yeah,
pour
you
it?
should. You should.
Well, it feels so like high class. Ooh.
It is, darling.
Oh my
Can you see the blueness in it? You probably can't see. You can't.
I'm
it's hard to see
colorblind,
the
so that's
blue.
actually really offensive.
That's right.
Well, let's not be ableist.
Okay. I didn't say anything about
You're like,
it.
can you even see the blue?
I said, can you see the? Can you? Okay. Wow.
Can a bitch like you even see?
You black bitch. For those of you that can't see, it's blue. We'll show you a picture of it. It's like a turquoise blue, green, aquamarine color. And that comes from the butterfly pea flowers. But in the tea,
Oh, it's so good.
it's got vanilla, mint, spearmint, rooibos, and
Who is Roy Bush?
it's an African bush, an African plant.
Oh,
I call it rooibos, but it's rooibos.
Oh, God.
Which is kind of gives it like the earthiness, nutty flavor to it, and then blue butterfly pea flower.
Where can I get this tea?
You can go into my link in bio on all my social medias. You can go to my website, which has not been updated since a portion of every single sale goes to Advocates for Trans Equality, which is a national organization that helps the trans community with things like passports, which are being taken from us right now, with things like identification documents. I really did think when I was younger, everybody's going to want to have, like, as we get older and as time goes on, more people will get rights and people will be more accepting of different types of people. And everybody wants that. That's what I thought. I thought everybody wanted that.
Foolish young girl. Foolish young girl. Can we talk about young Peppermint real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Which is funny because like Peppermint, I was texting Pep like maybe a couple years ago, and I don't know why I needed to know how to spell Pep. Because I was like, do you spell it P-E-P-P or do you spell it P-E-P? And Pep was like, I don't know. I was like, what do you mean you don't know? Bitch, it's your name.
It's not my name.
And you were like, I never told y'all to call me Pep. But I was like, I remember thinking to myself, but you have to have an opinion. Like, you have to have an opinion on whether it's P-E-P or P-E-P-P. And you were like, I really don't. So I've chosen, if I get to be an arbiter of this as a close friend, I'm choosing P-E-P-P.
Why?
PEP looks like an acronym. P-E-P looks like an acronym.
Okay.
And P-E-P-P looks like a name, in my opinion.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
So I'm choosing P-E-P-P.
Okay. I'll take it.
But I remember her being like, I don't care.
I don't care. It's not my. Well, if anybody's like, "Hi, what's your name?" I'm never like Pep.
That is true. You never say Pep. You never say Pep.
If somebody's like, "What's your name?" I'm like Peppermint.
Well, the gag is sometimes people there was. I think I can say who it is because this person has done a lot of wonderful work. They've recently passed away, but I do want to tell a story about this person. We were interviewing Miss Major, and Miss Major did not know who we were.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And she should not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
But it's always funny when you can tell when someone doesn't know who Peppermint is because they call her Pepper.
Always.
Wait, can we talk about the other things she said? I mean, she's passed away. And her work is iconic. We're spilling tea.
Yeah. We're spilling tea.
Okay.
We're spilling tea. Oh my God, I just started sweating.
So we had to edit it out of the.
Yeah, we edited it. We did Black Town Hall.
Yes. And we gave her the Lifetime Achievement for Black Queer Excellence. And then we asked her straight up, we said, I think Pep was like, how do we solve the problem of transphobia in the Black community?
Now, it's important that we add context here that this is a woman, a trans woman, black trans woman in her prime, icon, was at Stonewall, spent a lot of her time fighting for the rights of the whole community, but also spent a lot of time incarcerated unfortunately in men's prisons. So has certainly faced her fair share of abuse and oppression and discrimination, not only from the state, but also at the hands of like individuals.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure that like there were not nice corrections officers in there.
Oh, I can't imagine there were.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one likes it. I've never been to jail, and I know people don't like corrections officers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Pep asked her, how do we fight this problem and solve the issue with transphobia and racism? And then
first she identified who the problem was.
Yes. And then she straight up said,
Wait, who'd she say the problem was?
Well, she said, the problem is white men. The problem is white men, straight white men.
And this is 2020. So that sentiment's always been popular in many circles. But that sentiment was going around. More people were hearing it. More people were feeling comfortable saying, white men are the problem.
And then we were like, well, how do we've identified the culprit? What's the solution? And she goes, kill white men.
She said, kill them all. She said we have to kill them.
We have never talked about this
ever.
She said we have to kill them all. So at this point, me and Pep, our eyes get gigantic, and we are like. So we're all virtual, and me and Pep were like, and I think she doubled down, because I think we
gave her the opportunity. Are you sure that's what you?
And she goes, no, I am of sound mind and body, and what I saw. Oh my God, Mateo's gonna.
Oh no! Get it? No, it's not dye. It's not gonna.
It's Roy Bush.
Oh God!
It's good old fashioned.
I'm sorry. How did that happen? I'm so sorry. Oh Lord!
I was enjoying that tea though.
I have more. We have more. I'll pour you some more.
But long story short, we gave her a chance to clarify. We were like, wait, we just want to be clear that we heard, and she goes, no, I said what I said. So we did choose to edit that out of the.
Yeah, because we couldn't have that be our. We can't have that be the takeaway. That was before
It was a great interview, though.
It was a wonderful. The whole interview was great. All the interviews we did were great. It was a great interview.
Oh my God, we never talked about Baby Pep. Oh my
What
God,
about Baby Pep?
I have stuff about Baby Pep here.
Oh,
Baby Pep. Okay. I'm not an interviewer. I'm really a conversationalist. So it's really bad when I'm like, it didn't hear that you used to. But so you were performing at the Opera Delaware.
How are you finding this?
And the Delaware Theater.
Excuse my French.
What shows are you doing at these places?
At Delaware Children's Theater?
Yeah.
I did Babes in Toyland.
Oh my God.
Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dream.
And how old are you at this time?
That was probably like 1990, so I was 11.
So you're very, very young.
I was young.
Did you ever get to do any like gender bendy roles as a kid? Because actually one time in high school got to play a real estate agent in drag. It wasn't like drag, but I got to
the lady real estate.
Yeah, I got to come out and be like this. I got to wear like this like skirt, and it was like my craziest role. It turned my school on its head. They were like,
oh
no,
what year? How old were you?
God, this is maybe 2002.
But what grade was that for you?
So I was like 10th grade.
Okay, so that was high school.
Yeah, 10th or 11th grade maybe. It really made my high school go. They lost their mind. They actually loved it. They really loved it.
I feel like that's the time when they're going to go wild about like cross dressing.
Well, we had cross dress day.
It's high school. Okay, yeah.
Did y'all have cross dress day?
I won. Was yours a contest?
No, I was in the
Okay,
contest.
we had ours was. I mean, it was a little shady because it was called the Homely Court.
So it was supposed to be ugly or something?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they thought until I walked through that door, darling. And it was where it was traditionally when the football players and the cheerleaders would cross dress. But then they opened it up to more than just that. But so it wasn't the whole school cross dressing. It was like a court procession. Yeah.
Were you pretty openly queer in high school?
Oh, it was unavoidable.
We had one really openly queer kid in we had two.
I was like the only one at first.
Are you sick of paving the way?
I'm sick of that stuff. I was like, damn it, it's lonely up in here. And then somebody would say I heard a rumor, oh, so-and-so, there's a bisexual person that's here. And that was like the rumor spreading around the school that day. And I was like, who is it? And I was like running around trying to find them.
Did you ever find them?
Yeah.
We had Debrenza, who was like a stud.
Debrenza?
Debrenza. Her mom's name was Deborah. Her dad's name was Lorenzo. So they named her Debrenza.
Okay.
Debrenza, if you're watching, shout out to you, Debrenza. What are you going to grab?
More tea.
Oh. And then we had, rest in peace, but Ryan Conrad. Ryan Conrad, I think he lost his battle to COVID in 2020. But Ryan Conrad was so we had an out gay guy and we had a stud at our school. Ryan Conrad, I mean, the way that Ryan Conrad had to absorb an absurd amount of hatred and vitriol
himself.
He was a shield for the rest of us who were less than he was. You know what I mean? And he came to our school for cross dress day.
Came with a lace front wig. Nobody was doing lace front wigs.
No,
then.
It wasn't lace front. But Ryan Conrad came in literal Miss
Drag.
Black US of A drag.
Because y'all are in the South now.
In a gown. Like stones, updo, gloves. And I remember
She had done that before.
Girl, I caught a glimpse of Ryan.
You gagged.
Passing through class because we didn't have any classes together. And I just remember passing through and I saw Ryan popping out and I was like, it felt like something in slow motion. I think Ryan Conrad is probably the first drag queen I ever saw in my life. I'm thinking about it now. Ryan Conrad is literally the first drag queen I ever saw with my own eyes.
Now I hope she was okay in the school that day. At least.
I mean, Ryan was never okay. It was just. I mean, he was.
But were they attacking her hair? Were they
No. From what I saw, Ryan was standing on the outside of the class, and it looked like he was getting into it again with someone, and someone was giving him a hard time, and he was being asked to leave the class or justifying his place in the class or something. And I just saw it in a glimpse because, you can't be out.
So it was a commotion.
Yeah, it was a huge commotion. You can't be out of the hallway too long unless you get some sort of a demerit or something like that. So I had to go on my mission to do whatever I was doing. But I just remember seeing Ryan and being so enamored and being and I remember thinking to myself, you bold bitch. The fact that you have the nerve to do it like this, because the rest of us were doing it as a hee ha ha.
Ha ha. Let me just whatever. You decided that morning.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
It had to. Even though I did not decide the morning, I knew it was. It was when I was looking forward to the most the whole week.
But you also couldn't look like you put too much into it because then you get.
Exactly.
Yeah. But she put everything into it.
Oh, it looked amazing. That was the first time. I'm now realizing it's the first time I ever saw a drag queen. And then Ryan went on to do drag, and then
she better.
And I actually wrote Ryan. I actually made a video years ago called "Thank You, Ryan Conrad" on my old YouTube page about how Ryan Conrad did all this stuff, and then we wrote a few times back and forth. I was when I was just like, "Hey, I'm in New York City doing drag too."
What's her drag name?
God, I can't remember her drag name. It was like Mercedes.
Thunder Pussy.
But basically, yeah, probably, yeah. It was Mercedes something. And after a while, Facebook will, if you passed away and they can tell, they'll turn your page into a memorial or something. So I can't really find the page. But shout out to, and Ryan has a twin brother named Brian too. So Brian, if you're watching, much love to your brother, Ryan Conrad. He really showed me a lot about being yourself. I thought this cup would be a lot hotter, but it's actually nice to hold.
Yeah, because it has, it's 2 layers.
I thought it was metal.
It is metal.
Oh.
The cup is metal.
All right, spill tea on Broadway. Oh my God.
Broadway. What about it? Tell me.
Okay, so first of all, before I worked on Broadway, I came to the conclusion that I actually don't think that the Broadway schedule is humane.
Oh, it's not.
It's not.
Professional theater it's capitalist, so it's inhumane, which is why listen, if you're putting up a show, like if you're going to go on tour and you're going to do shows every night, like a full schedule of tour, let's just call it that, and it's your show, we're going to go and see you, or if you have a band and it's your band and you and the drummer and the people are in the band and y'all are playing, that's who's playing. And if you're sick, then the show's off.
Yeah.
And we get our tickets back or whatever, the refund, and we'll come back on another day. That's how it should work. That's the commerce version of professional theater. But the capitalist version of professional theater is, you are on you have to go to the hospital because you're having a lung transplant today, or you have some kind of terminal illness. We got 12 replacements waiting in the wings.
Because the show is the star.
There are
stars in the show, but the show is the star. So when they bring Dreamgirls back, it doesn't matter if they get Jennifer Hudson. It doesn't matter if they resurrect Whitney Houston, put her on stage. The show itself, Dreamgirls, is the star, and they're putting stars into the show to sell more tickets. So even if everyone gets sick, someone's going on stage.
I always thought the show must go on because we are dedicated. The show must go on because that producer got to make that dollar.
And rent is due.
Yeah.
The rent on the theater is due.
The rent on the theaters do. Not, they don't care about our rent.
And I think that but wait, to be clear, I love Broadway and I'll do it again.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean,
sign me up again. I'm ready to do it again.
But there's some things that need to change. I think that, the schedule is brutal for sure.
And I think that now Broadway
it's inhumane.
Broadway's at a point now where I don't think because
it's
the
not
way
going to last
structured,
that way.
They can they even afford to do less than 8 shows a week?
No, they have to.
Some of these shows can't afford to do 8.
They have to do 8 shows a week in the regular slow periods, and in the holidays they switch it. And you're so lucky that you came after Christmas.
I heard.
You are so lucky.
Girl, I heard
because that Christmas holiday schedule is it should be literally illegal.
Isn't
because
it like 12, sometimes 15 shows a week?
15 shows in 9 days, and when I say they jump, like, it's not even like they jump an hour because it's 8 shows and 8 shows, but they overlap those 2 8 shows, and it's down to like an hour overlap. So they'll be like, okay, we're waiting. Okay, now we can do another 2 shows, and you're like, well, it hasn't been a whole day yet. No, like they overlap the 2 schedules, so it's 15 shows in 9 days.
I went to go see Whoopi Goldberg do Annie at the Madison Square Theater, the theater at Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
She did this past Christmas. I remember she was like, girl, it's a rough week. This was our 12th show this week. Mm-hmm. And I was like...
That was over the holiday?
Yeah. And I was like, first of all, the fact that she did that at 70 is crazy. The guy who plays my role before me, his name is Robert Minkoff, I want to say. Shout out to Robert. Robert's on the Moulin Rouge National Tour right now. If you go see him, he's really a brilliant Harold Ziegler. He's so fucking talented. Y'all, this guy is insane. And I was literally thinking to myself, how on earth did this man do this at 63? Y'all, my knees hurt. I'm losing my voice. My back hurts. I mean, granted, I am doing it in like 5-inch pumps that no other dealer has done it up in pumps.
Hello.
And they kept being like, are you sure you can do that? I was like, if you don't give me these motherfucking hills, are you sure? I said, y'all, this is a pair of LaDuca Night. I used to do this in Payless pumps, in pleasers, from the internet that I paid $30, $40, maybe $60 for. If I can do New York City nightlife, walking up and down grates,
the streets,
cobblestones, I assure you, in these nice LaDuca shoes, on this day, I assure you, I'll make it. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, and that's and then until you're gonna be fine. But like for people like Robert, who probably been doing Broadway, obviously the show, but Broadway for sure.
No, he's
for
a
long
tenured
time.
actor. He's
then you go and you go and you go, and the wear and the tear on your body, 8 shows a week, and then 15 shows in nearly a week over the holidays. It gets wild, and then you start to see that's why these shows have all these replacements. And then not only do they have understudies, but then they have swings and standbys, and then they get vacation swings, and it's like there's like 3 or 4 levels of coverage. Now it makes sense for like cold season when lots of people get colds.
Yeah.
But like,
you mean the season we're in?
Yeah, right now. But it is. I think that's one of the things that they should.
I am drinking this like Gatorade.
Girl, you got more.
I'll pour myself some more.
I think that's one of the things that should change with regards to professional theater, especially Broadway, is because people need to be able to rest it feels abusive, it really does. And it makes it difficult to give your best when you grind your body down to like so who I give a shout out to is all of the ensemble, the dancers who are singing and dancing. Not that the leads aren't, but there's less coverage for the dancers. And they're like leaping and splitting, and especially in Moulin Rouge.
Oh, they are dancing, dancing. Shout out to Sam, who plays Nini, who is throwing those legs in the air.
Thwack.
I mean, she is kicking and splitting and getting tossed around and just, oof.
Remember when we went and saw the show?
Yeah.
Remember they had somebody coming in with food? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
I actually have turned a tide on this.
No. Okay, that's the hill I'm going to die on later.
What? I died on the hill a couple episodes ago.
On that hill?
I died on the opposite side of it. I've changed my stance. Like, something else, I was talking to, Austin Nunes?
Mm-hmm.
He was my workout buddy last night. We were working out together. And I've undied on several hills. Here's a hill
zombie.
Yes, I've zombied. Here's a hill I'm willing to undie on.
Okay.
I don't think it's rude for people to have like FaceTime conversations in public. It's not louder than a conversation. Like if it was just two people sitting next to me, it is no louder than that. It is the exact same level of loud. Actually, it might even be quieter.
I got you.
The only difference is the person on the phone doesn't have the full context of what's going on around them.
True.
That's really the only difference. But I'm like, I actually have gotten to a point now where I don't think it's rude for people in a public space. Like if we're at a restaurant or if we're at like a restaurant and we're at the cafe outside and you're at the table next to me on a FaceTime call, it doesn't bother me. I really don't care.
I don't think I mind that so much, but I think the difference is when you are on the phone, it requires more quiet around you. So people will oftentimes go to a place that's more quiet.
Yeah.
Where everyone is quiet so that they can have the conversation. And so, like you're not going to be out there are people who are out in the street on their FaceTime, but like you're not going to have a 20-minute conversation in a loud place where you could have it with somebody next to you.
Yeah.
So people oftentimes, even
seek out
subconsciously,
quiet
they
spaces.
seek out quiet spaces where people are reading or where it's more quiet, and the energy on the call is not matching the energy in the room. You know what I mean? Like if you and I go into a place and we walk in and everybody's like this,
then we're gonna do that.
We'll
yeah.
do that too. But So I think that's the part that's.
What about someone on their phone at the gym? I don't mind if someone's on their phone at the gym because I don't care if people are talking to me next to me at the gym. I do not. If you are next to me and you were with your workout buddy and you're talking, I do not care. So I'm like, I don't care if you're on your phone at the gym. It doesn't bother me.
I don't care either. I think, but I don't go to the gym, and I have no reason to care. But I have.
You used to go to the gym.
I used to go to the gym all the time.
Yeah.
Then I got plastic surgery.
Screaming.
I do remember people. The gym that I went to had one of this chair and one of that chair. So, like, you're there waiting and somebody's on the phone and you're like, darling, are you going to use it or what?
Oh, that's annoying.
And so
machine hogging is really annoying.
Yeah. And a lot of times people on their phone will be machine hogging because they're sitting, they're thinking, they're looking up stuff, whatever.
The Planet Fitness by my office, there's this big group of high schoolers who come in. They're never wearing gym clothes. They're all in cargo pants and boots.
And they work out?
They never take their stuff to the locker, so they have all of their coats.
Bags by the floor.
Backpacks, and they huddle around and they take the cables. And they're not using them.
Cables?
These or these
arm
or
stretching
these.
things.
Yeah, the cable. No, you're thinking it's like the
It's
cable
two
machine.
things on a handle.
Yeah, it can be, yeah. Or you can put a bar on it, or you can put
okay.
Yeah. They just hog the cables. They're gossiping about, I don't know, Spider-Man or girls. I don't know what the fuck high school boys talk about. But they're not working out.
They're entertaining themselves outside of working out.
While vaguely tugging on the
and they'll be like, okay, oh, tell me that story.
With terrible form, giving themselves
And meanwhile,
scoliosis.
there's probably not that many of those machines there or whatever.
No, there's practically none.
Yeah.
Or they'll take a Smith machine. You can't
what's
take
that?
The Smith machine is like when you do like the squats or the deadlift, but it's like like a bench press.
You're on your back.
Yeah, but it's on a machine where you like basically can't wobble.
Oh.
It's stabilized. So
they don't have that at the gym that I went.
So if you want to do a squat, you can do it, but you don't have to worry about falling back or forward. It stabilizes it. It goes. You can go up and down,
straight up and down,
but you cannot go forward and backwards.
Okay.
And it's a really great machine. If it's just a great machine, especially if you don't have a workout buddy and you're there by yourself.
Can't spot you.
I don't even know how we got here.
This is a very.
All right, Pep. We have come to the part of the podcast where I have to ask you, what is a hill that you are willing to die on today?
I don't want to see no Uber Eats delivery in a Broadway theater. Please.
Okay, it's not Uber Eats.
Whatever it is, I don't want it. I can get over the scanning your thing and somebody being on their phone during the show. It feels a little obnoxious. Fine. What I can't handle is the person coming down the aisle and then handing a paper bag, a grocery paper bag, to the person at the end of the aisle, and we all have to participate in that. Bitch, what? I don't work. I'm not a delivery. I'm trying to watch a show.
I never even thought about passing it down.
How else they going to get it? Dude, it doesn't come up out of the ceiling. It doesn't materialize up through the chair. Somebody has to walk down the aisle, which means, and then the person on the end doesn't know that the person in the middle of the aisle ordered food. So they're like, what? And then the person's fully dressed. Not that they're naked, but they're not creeping up. They're not like bending down to hand the food. They're standing there. So everybody behind them or kind of to the side has to watch this interaction happen where the person is confused. Like, I didn't order anything. What are you Uber Eats or whatever?
The first time I saw it in a theater, I was gagged.
Was I with you?
I think we were together, yeah. And I was like, that's crazy.
I gagged.
But then when you're hungry in the theater and you just want to bite and you don't want to get up.
This is how I know that live theater is going through a major change. And I don't know if it's going to be the same thing that it was. I don't know if it'll be the same thing in the future that it was, because the culture of Broadway was you go with someone if you can, and you have dinner either before or after the show, which is why they have
other nicely.
And which is why they have Restaurant Row for you to go, and they have pre-feed menus. That's for the theater crowd to get them in and get them out, and the timing works. So it's all worked out. Now there might be problems with that, but there's nothing wrong with going and getting food beforehand or like having a meal afterwards, and you can talk about it.
What if you're running from work?
Capitalism is what the fact that you're working so hard that you didn't have enough time to get some food, and you have to have the food delivered to the theater, and then you have to have everybody else who paid their tickets hand the food down the aisle to you, means something's got to give.
And how do we solve this? Kill white men.
Kill them all. No! Basically. Honey. No, we're not going to we don't want to kill.
No, you guys were kidding. It's if you're just tuning in for the end of the podcast for some reason, reference back to if you for some reason just skip to the 56-minute mark, it'll make sense if you
I'm
go back.
I'm going to get raked across the coals.
No,
just like them gays.
No, when you said you hit the gays, I don't care about the gays. Why is it that there's always something crazy going on when you and I are playing video games or podcasting or
I don't know, but we're overdue for a video game. I don't know something. I don't know.
Well, I feel like maybe what it is that I feel like I learned that you and I had the ability to be good friends when I ran into you at, I want to say, either Orange Beauty or 125th Beauty one day. It was me and Frosty Flakes.
Oh, yeah.
What's the one that has the upstairs area? Me and Frosty were coming up the stairs. You were coming down the stairs. And you were wearing overalls, and you had your short little blonde hair.
I don't remember all that.
I remember this.
Okay.
And then I just remember seeing you, and then something about the interaction we had there was the first time I ran into Peppermint in the wild.
Okay.
It's the first time I saw you without the 15 bra straps. If you don't know, Pep used to build her bosom by concocting.
It worked, honey. And
the tits were titting.
Honey.
No, girl, the tits were titting.
Nobody could say nothing.
And then it also became iconic.
People started doing it.
Like it became. So if you don't know, Peppermint used to get her bosom together. She would. You can describe it better than I can.
Super. It was like a mega. Why wear one push-up bra when you can wear 12 push-up bras and you'll be pushed as high as you can be pushed?
So Pep, you'd have like, well, it would actually probably be like two bras.
It was two. It was like
but
two.
But then it was a third strap from the dress.
From the dress.
So it was a bra strap, and then a spaghetti strap. So, but in our mind, we now, as the story grows, it becomes like 19 bras. But it was really just two bras and a spaghetti strap thing. But of course, when you tell a story, you gotta,
And the reason why is because we used to stuff my bra. And I would stuff it with something that was like hard because nobody was going to be touching my boobs. It was so that I could get,
lifted.
So it was like put something very firm in there, and the bras weren't strong enough to
put it over itself.
But so you had to have another strap to really tie it in.
Do you remember you tell us to yell titty if your titty popped out?
Titty? Oh, my titty popped out?
Well,
when I'd say tell everybody.
So we'd be on the stage and Pep would go like, Pep would just be, let me go, if my titty pops out, everyone just yell titty.
I did?
Yeah, so I remember one time.
Well, I guess that's the only way to know. The loud music playing.
So one time we were all, you're doing your thing. You're doing that. I think you were doing that. The Whitney Houston song, Queen of the Night. And then in the middle of this, we're all just yelling titty, like everyone's yelling titty.
And my titty came out.
And then you just shoved it back in and reused it. And we're like ba ba da boo ba dee ba ba doo ba dee ba ba doo ba dow. Titty. It really was a master class in New York City nightlife. Do you ever, I haven't really been to a New York City drag show, like a solo show in a long time, but I feel like a lot of the queens are doing some of my bits that I was doing. So I know that you've seen queens doing your.
Oh, I just had to let it go. But yeah, it's true. And I was inspired by lots of girls, but I can't think of anything that I would, there's definitely numbers, like songs that were popular songs that I either knew beforehand or that I'd seen somebody do. And the etiquette that I followed, I would ask the queen, like, do you mind if I start doing this song?
Oh my God, I never asked. I took two numbers from you I never asked about. I took Aquarius. Yeah, I took Aquarius. I started doing that.
That is my song!
I know, I took it. And
I'll kill you.
And then I took Aretha Franklin's Think from the Blues Brothers.
I'm going to knock this over again.
You already knocked it over.
I don't care.
And I did it on Monday nights at Barracuda after you were gone.
You did?
I didn't know you were supposed to ask.
You're supposed to ask.
How am I supposed to know that? I didn't know.
Well, did you tell everybody this is you're making me sweat, honey.
Well, listen.
Darling.
Didn't you take the show from Pep?
No, I did not. I did not take the show from Pep. It was like.
Who was doing it before you?
Well,
it was
Pep.
It was a group. It was a little group.
By the way, Mateo's here trying to put
the pot.
Trying to stir the pot. So what happened was Peppermint. So
I got fired.
Monday nights at Barracuda.
I got fired. No. What happened was there was the 90s where if you were a queen, you would get hired for a show. You would do your show. It was an hour, 2 hours long, and that was the only show of the night.
Yeah.
That was the only performer of the whole night. And everybody would come to see you. And that was it. And then when they told me they were firing me, I was like, well, who's going to come? And they were like, we're bringing.
It was like.
It's like
13
3, 4.
of us.
It was like a lot of girls.
No, I think it was realistically like 8.
Okay, yeah. It was. I said 8 girls to fill my spot.
Yeah, 8 of us. Each week, one of us would do a show.
I was like, that makes no sense.
They called it Drag Fest.
I hated that idea.
I mean, but if I stole your job, then you stole Candace's job.
No, I didn't. Candace asked me if I would cover for her because she was like, I'm moving to California and I need somebody to fill in. I'd like to recommend you. Would you be willing to do it? I won't be able to do it long
Well,
long
I stand
term.
corrected.
She didn't get fired.
But then the Drag Fest thing happened, and then they really liked my show a lot.
Yeah. And then you ended up being the
I was offered the
main
show.
girl.
If those Monday nights were legendary at Barracuda. For 20 years, they only had 3 hosts. It was Candace Kane for 10 years, Peppermint for 6 years, me for 3.5 years, and then I think Monet took it over, and then it just went all downhill. It was just pretty terrible. Not gonna lie, it was pretty bad. Not gonna lie, it was horrible.
Monet did Mondays?
Yeah, for like a very short, because I actually did offer the role to Monet. I was like,
Okay.
the role.
Okay, Broadway.
She's my understudy. I was like, Monet, you should go do Monday nights at Barracuda. I gave Monet like 2 of my gigs when I left. I had
After
like
Drag Race.
Yeah. And I was like, girl, you should take this gig. And then it kind of just became what it was. And then I don't know who ended up working there Monday nights by the time it closed. But Monday nights at Barracuda were iconic and legendary.
Yeah. I tried to bring the same, like a similar vibe because it was the same customers that were coming to see that had seen Candace. And she left pretty quickly. She actually left before she went to LA. And then she took her show to somewhere over on the west side, another bar. And it didn't last that long. And then she ended up moving to LA right after that. But I wanted to serve like a similar, if you like that show, you'll like this show. Right. Okay, so what's your hill you're going to die on?
Okay, I did not know this because I started doing community theater in the suburbs of Atlanta, in the Clayton County Schools Performing Arts Center, which was massive. It was I had a really great theater experience growing up because of this state-of-the-art theater we had in Clayton County. I did not know when you get to Broadway, there are no green rooms. Practically none. There's a few. They do not have green rooms. It's a lot. I mean, a few have, but most of them do not.
It's like Marriott Marquis, like those. Yeah. The big,
newer
the
ones.
Brand new theaters have.
But like we need to. I think that one of the star rooms should be designated into a green room. Like we need a.
No, because these days they give every. Okay, sorry, this is your hill.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, because there's nowhere to congregate.
I know.
So everyone's either crowding up in one person's dressing room.
That's the cast.
Yeah. And by the way, the dressing room they are skinny, mini, winny. So when you have like at least at the Al Hirschfeld, all the actors are in the dressing room that's like really narrow. It's like quite narrow. So you're kind of like scooting past everything.
Because back in the day, you weren't living at the theater 25 shows a week. But now that you're spending so much time there and they do 2 show days, you need something that's you can be like live. You need a living space.
So where are we going to congregate? So I'm saying I think that one of the stars.
Hudson had a bar like another floor like a lounge.
Yeah.
So we would always be up in the lounge.
I mean, there's a lounge up. There's like a VIP lounge up behind the theater, not behind the theater, but like opposite the stage.
You can't get there. You have to go through that.
Yeah, you have to go through the house to get there. So I think that my hill that I want to die on said succinctly is I think that one of the stars should be moved over to a smaller dressing room, and then we all should get to go over to their dressing room, and it should be our green room.
Let's see that happen. Let's see.
Audrey McDonald, give it up.
Get to that. Get to that back storage closet.
Patty LaPone, we're putting you in the broom closet, mama.
She can go.
Can I add a story?
Yeah, of course.
What is the story?
Hi, Pep.
Hi.
Beautiful.
You are gorgeous.
Okay.
Hey, baby.
Speaking of a Broadway show, I went to go see Gypsy. I went at the 2 p.m. show, and Audrey McDonald was amazing. And was the most New York thing in the world is like a New Yorker versus a tourist. We're leaving after the 2 p.m. show. Obviously, there's an 8 p.m. show. And she gave so much. And all the tourists like, I cannot believe how amazing she was. Oh, my God. Then the New Yorkers, she has to do this again.
You heard them walking out.
God, they're gonna make her do it another time. God, leave her alone.
Aww.
Just leave her alone, everyone. I love New Yorkers. Well, listen, long story short, we have to wrap up. But do you mind if we stay back to do a little bit exclusive for our paid members to tell like 1 or 2 nightlife stories?
Huh?
Do you mind sticking around for a little bit for like our exclusive members to hear like a nightlife story?
Okay, yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys there.
Pour me one.
Only Child is a Purse First Studios production. Executive produced by Taylor O'Rear and Bob the Drag Queen. Edited by Chris Schwallenberg. Camera operation by Chris Casso. Special thanks to Kennedy Warner, Andy Dilly, Mateo Lane, Nick Smith, and Studio 71.